Hi everyone, I'm Cendril, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation. As I just duck into this tutorial menu here. Now, Final Fantasy Tactics was for, like I said, the PlayStation, PS1. This is one of those games that, if you like strategy games at all, especially strategy RPGs, and you've not played this game, or the remake, which is called Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions for the PSP, if you've not played them, you owe it to yourself to play them. This is, in my opinion, one of those great games of all time. Sure, the story can be convoluted, and there can be a lot of meaning hidden beneath the surface. I won't go over that too much, but still, I really enjoy the story. The class system is awesome. It's great. It uses a job system like in Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 5. And just overall, it's a great game, in my opinion. If you've not played it, you're in for a treat. I hope you enjoy our journey together through Final Fantasy Tactics. Now you see, I went into the tutorial menu. Here you can learn about, well, all your basics. Formation status, job training, battle, just some general tips, so on and so forth. I'll be going over all of this stuff as it pops up. If I just went over all of it now, you'd get confused and it wouldn't make much sense. So I'll be feeding it to you in bits. It's a little more chewable. But if you're playing the remake or the original, I have it for the PlayStation, then you can go over the tutorial, things like that. But I'll be your tutorial. Let's go ahead and start a new game. First off, word of warning, I am terrible with names of places, people, etc. I really am. So if I butcher any names now, I'm apologizing now for any names I butcher. Anyway, I'm Azalam, a scholar of ancient Ivalice history. Have you ever heard of the Lion War? It divided Ivalice in two over who would be the successor to the throne. It ended with the appearance of a young hero named Delita. Everybody living here knows this hero's tale. But we also know that what we see with our eyes alone isn't necessarily the truth. Here's a young man. He's the youngest son of the noble Beouf, pillars of knighthood. There's no record of his playing an active part in history, but according to the Duré report, released last year, concealed for many years by Church, this unknown man is the true hero. The Church claims he was a blasphemer, an anarchist, the root of all evil. But is this the truth? Won't you join me on a journey for the truth? Before that, please tell me your name and birthday. here's where you put in your character's name. You could name him yourself, and you could be the main character. You put in whatever name you like. I'm going to stick with Ramza. I'll call him Ramza sometimes, so I called him as a kid. Here's Ramza. I'm not going to change him. I'm not going to put my name. I'm going to have this be his story. Even though I can relate very, very much to him. So, we'll leave it as Ramza. Now, to my knowledge, he doesn't have an official birthday. And you can see, you can put in whatever birthday you want. This actually plays a role. Feel free to put in your birthday, like I'm going to put in mine, April 3rd. But it does play a minor role, I would say, to me. An extremely minor role, but it can play a role if you get really hardcore into the game. More on that later. But my birthday's April 3rd, so there we go. And with that, you get an opening, awesome looking cutscene. I don't remember how many there are in the PlayStation version. In the PSP remake, which I'll be referencing every now and then, I'll be referencing it quite a bit at the start of the LP. In the PSP remake, you had... they put in a lot of additional cutscenes, which really helped flesh out the story to me here and there. And it was very well done. I may try to take a few of those and splice them into the LP. I may try to do that. We'll see how that goes. No promises. You can skip this, I believe, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take this time to go over some things. How this LP will work, first of all. I'm not going to reveal that completely yet. But the basic gist is, I'm going to show off as much as I possibly can. With that, I mean items. Mainly items. I'm going to try to show off every single job. Like I said earlier, I believe I said earlier, this game has a job system. Like Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 5. Final Fantasy 3, Japan. Anyway. Like Final Fantasy 5. It has a job system. Where your characters can learn and change into different types of units. Now, I'm going to try to show off as much of that as possible. I'll try to show off some of the hidden things that I know. And just try to show off this great game in as much of its entirety as I can. And with that, I hope you all join me for the ride as we begin Final Fantasy Tactics. Arbonne Monastery. God, please help us sinful children of Evilise. Princess Ovelia, let's go. Just a moment, Ogress. Guards have already arrived. Princess, don't give Ogress trouble. Please hurry. What's going on? It's been nearly an hour. Don't be rude to the princess, Gafgarian. Is this gonna be alright, Agris? This is an urgent issue for us. So there are rude knaves even among the Hokuten? I'm being more than kind to the guard captains here. Besides, we're mercenaries hired by the Hokuten. I'm not obliged to show respect to you. What? How dare you? Enough. Let's go. Go with God. You too, Simon. That doesn't look good. Lady Agris, the enemy. Prince Gotana's men. And there she goes. What one must do to make money. What? Ramza, you have a problem too? I'm no longer a knight. Just a mercenary like you. That's right. Well then, let's go. Oh God. The crest of the Black Lion? What's wrong with Prince Gotana? He's an idiot! Does he want to start a war? Knave, there's no point in resisting. Just give us the princess, or that beautiful face of yours we scarred forever. Fool! Only idiots attack head-on. Leave this to us. We can't make money that way. Rad, Ramza, follow me. And just like that, you're thrown into your first battle. Conditions for winning: defeat all enemies. Ready? Kill them all. Don't leave any survivors. Nonsense! There's no need to kill them. That's just what Gotana wants us to do. Just let them go. That's impossible. Let's go! I'm gonna keep that from a master of all swords. Cut energy. Night sword. Oh, quote right off the bat. That's awesome. Now it's Ramza's turn. First things first, here's the map. On the upper right corner, you can see it says 11H. This is the height by squares, you could say. This unit's on 9, 7, 8, 6, etc., etc. Height does play a factor. If you're up above a unit, I believe you have a better chance to hit than if you were below a unit. Also, you can only swing down so far. Under normal circumstances, it's 3 height worth of squares. So, a unit could swing from here to here, if they're using like a sword, for example, but not from here, to here. That's a 4-drop they can't reach. That's something to keep in mind when it comes to height. As always, I'll say this now, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to try to explain things in a little more detail or further. But give me a few episodes, I should say, to kind of go over everything. Typical tutorial type stuff, okay? Let's look at the status box we have here. Starting from the top, working to the right, and then going to the bottom. As you see, it says 1 out of 11. The 11 is how many units there are on the field. 6 for us, 5 for them. 11. The first number is where they are in the turn order. I see Ramza is excuse me, first. That's why he's getting to go now. And we can choose that. Now, I see this character is 10 out of 11, so he'll go 10th. Gafgarian's at the back because he just went. So he's 11 out of 11. And so on and so forth. This is a great way to see when the units are going to go. That way you can plan stuff out in advance. Very handy. Also, on every single other person that's fighting with us, they have guessed over their portrait. That means the AI is controlling them. We don't have any control over that unit. They're guest characters. So, now, you see HP, MP, and CT. HP is, of course, hit points. When hit points reach 0, that character is knocked out and dying. MP is, of course, used to cast spells and do some other abilities. CT is the charge time gauge. When CT reaches 100, that unit gets to go. I see Gafgarian's CT is at 19 because he just took a turn. CT raises every tick, quote unquote, via the unit's speed stat, which I'll go over when I pull up the big status screen. Let's go ahead and do that now. As you can see beneath the portrait of Ramza, there's move 5, jump 3, speed 6. I almost said move 4. The speed is how the CT gauge rises per tick. How much? Higher speed, you're going to be able to take more turns. So speed is pretty important. Now that I pulled up this detailed status screen, let's go over some more things. On the upper right, you have the unit's name, Ramza. You have a blue dot, as these do, or a red dot. The red dot means they're an enemy. Blue dot means they're friendly. Beside that, you have the unit's name, their class, so he's a squire, the base class. You have the unit's zodiac sign, which does come in play. Go over that a little later. You have the unit's brave stat. Brave helps in using certain abilities. Having certain abilities go off at a more frequent rate. If Brave reaches 10 or lower, there's of course skills that raise and lower Brave, and also raise and lower Faith. If Brave reaches 10 or lower, the unit will turn into a chicken. Yes, not joking. The unit will turn into a chicken. And it can't do anything. It'll gain 1 Brave back per turn until it hits 10, and then it can move around normally. Faith is a testament of magical power. The higher Faith, the more hit percentage and the more damage you'll do with spells. Not quite sure about the damage part now that I say it. Definitely can affect the hit rate of spells. I'll go more into Brave and Faith later. Below Ramza's portrait, I said move, jump, and speed. Move is how many squares the unit can move. So Ramza can move 5. Jump is how much they can jump height-wise. So Ramza could jump from 11 to 14, but not any more than that. That has a jump of 3. Makes sense? You have weapon power. Go over that a little later. You have attack. Beside that, for both magic and physical. You have CEV, which is character evade. You also have SEV, Shield Evade. Ramza doesn't have a shield, so he doesn't have any. I forget what AEV is, though. Like I said, I haven't played this game in a couple of years, so as things come back to me, I'll be sure to point them out. Then you can see the character's equipment. See, Ramza has a mithril sword, mithril helmet, chainmail, some battle boots. You can also see the character's abilities. He has guts and counterattack. All that I'll go over more when we actually get to choose characters and I can show off the classes. So, but this is more of an introductory battle anyway. You can set it to auto battle and have the AI complete the battle for you. Because trust me, Ogres and Gafgarian aren't going to fall. They shouldn't fall. Let me tell you that. They really shouldn't fall. Especially Gafgarian. So. Move, act, wait. Wait should be self-explanatory. Status, which I pulled up. Act are your actions. And move lets you move. Kind of self-explanatory there. Ramza has a move of 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? You can move and act once per turn. In either order, you can act first then move, or you can move and then act. That's important. Now, most units have 2, some may have 3 different abilities. Every unit can attack, which means they'll just swing with whatever weapon they have. So, for example, Ramza will swing with, with his mithril sword. Of course, he can only swing one square. It's a physical attack. So there's nothing in range. Guts is Ramza's special Squire command. He knows, and these are random. Let me tell you. He'll start off with 3 somewhat at random. I believe instead of throw stone, he can also have dash. I believe it's dash, which he'll just shoulder charge something. Here he has throw stone, heal, and wish. Also, just as a quick note, Ramza's brave and faith are also randomized to a point. I believe the minimum is 45. It'll be somewhere between 45 and 70, I believe is what he starts out at. You'll be able to raise that through skills later, don't worry. So yes, throw stone. If you press select on an ability, you can see what it does. Throw stones at a distant enemy. Range 4, effect 1. Effect, how many units it can hit, 1. And range, how far he can throw it. He also knows heal. Recover from abnormal status effects. Range 1, vertical 2. Now the vertical 2 is important, which means it can't go to a unit 5 height above him. It could go to a unit 2 above him at most. So if he's on 11 like he is now, he could hit somebody at up to 13, down to 9, that's on a square next to him. Make sense? Of course, only one character. It'll cancel darkness, silence, and poison. Pretty handy. He also knows wish. Offer one's own HP to the spirits, wishing to restore the target's HP by double that amount. I don't remember how much HP Ramza sacrifices, but he'll sacrifice some of his HP and heal a unit, the one he's targeting, by double the amount. It's a great emergency heal. Anytime you take a unit, a unit takes an action and completes with it. Let's throw a stone at you. So I said when you're not taking an action. I should say when you're using an attack. You'll see how much damage the attack will do. This one will do 14 HP. See how it has the minus? Heal spells will have a plus, so you know that you're giving HP. You also have the hit percentage, 90%. There's a 10% chance I'll miss. You'll get the, do you really want to do this? Yes. Throw stone. Yes. Ramza just picked up a stone and chucked it at that guy. Now it just briefly flashed, but Ramza got EXP and JP. Beside Ramza's turn order is level and experience. Level is of course what level Ramza is. When you level up, stat increase based on your job. Then you have EXP. When EXP reaches 100, the unit gains a level. Every time it reaches 100. He also got JP, which goes to jobs. I'll go over that more when we really take a look at the jobs. After you're done taking your turns, whether you choose wait or you use both your move and action, you get to choose which way your character faces. See? This is important. Like most strategy games like this, if a unit is attacked from the side, they have a greater chance to hit. If a unit attacks from behind, they have an even greater chance to hit. So keep that in mind. So we'll have Ramza face the enemy, and then the other units will go. Stasis Sword. That's what Ogres is going to use. Hey, she leveled up, yay! Oh, she got a job level up too. Neat. Now, glad Ogres did that. You remember when Gafgarian used his Night Sword? He had that fancy quote that was really cool, and I said, oh hey, quote, neat. Ow. Counter tackle, 224. Don't worry, I'll go over all that. Oh geez, just picking on Ramza, huh? Oh, didn't go off. Now, there is a 15% chance whenever a character uses a special ability, like Stasis Sword, Night Sword, Magic is a big one. When characters use Magic, there's a 15% chance that they say a fancy quote with it. This is something that was taken out of the PSP version. So those of you that played the PSP version and are watching is like, what? He didn't see right there. He just said Night Sword, click, instead of the whole big fancy quote. So if you played the PSP version, you're looking at this. What? They never did that. That's why. It's something I wish they did not take out of the PSP version. They fixed a lot of things in the PSP version. That's something they took out that they should not have. The quotes are really, really cool. In here, there's a few in my opinion, translation errors with the quotes. I'm going to say them how I think they should be said. Just putting all of that out there. Now, let's take this time to illustrate what I was talking about, attacking from the front, side, and back. So, to hit this guy, Ramza has a 90% chance, and he'll do 49 HP worth of damage. Won't kill him, that's a shame. But, what if we move behind him first, and then swing? Same damage, but now he has a 100% chance to hit. Big deal. And we'll take that. So there you go. Those are pretty much the basics of battle for now. Stasis Sword, you're dead. I love that move. Stasis Sword is awesome. Uh-oh, there's the, quote, boss, you could say. And that's an archer, which we already killed an archer, but that's how he's attacking from long range. He has a bow. It's an archer. Click. Night Sword. This is why I say Gafgarian won't lose. Night Sword is a special technique he has. however much damage he does with it, he gets that much HP back. Tick. Big time. Almost. 3 HP left. Let's go ahead and finish this guy off. Goodbye. Yay, level up. As you see, he got a little bit of HP, MP. He probably got a stronger physical attack. Typical level up stuff, honestly. And it varies depending on what job they are. As you can see, the enemy characters can level up. Night Sword. And you're wondering, Gafgarian's gone quite a few times. He has a higher speed than anybody here. His speed is 7. So he gets 7 CT back per tick, where just about everybody else is getting 6. Stasis Sword. You see it said a 0% chance to hit if you looked really quick. That's because Agras didn't attack him. Stasis Sword is an area attack attacked next to the target. You can see it still hit, still did its damage. Let go of me! Damn! Come here, be quiet! Why should I listen to you? What an annoying princess. Hey, that's uncalled for! Wait! Tough. Don't blame us. Blame yourself or God. I'll screw you too, buddy! Oh, God. Delita? You're alive, Delita. But why are you in Gotana's troops? Why? Slow text is slow. Delita's name appears for the first time a year before the Lion War broke out. By the way, it auto-scrolls, so... Many soldiers who returned from the war had no jobs. Little money. I don't know why the little money part goes so slow. Guess just to really emphasize it. And even less loyalty to the crown. Many became thieves and rebels plotting rebellion against the royal family. At that time, robbery and murder were commonplace in Ivalice. Many heroes and wizards came out of there. And Garland was no exception either. What, Garland? Chaos is here? Sorry, I couldn't help but make the reference. Anyway, Chapter 1, The Meager. Military Academy's Auditorium. We are now in the past. Heard another wagon bound for Egros was attacked. Must have been the Death Corps. Something starting. Know anything, Delita? No, but I can guess. What do you mean? Prince Larg's coming to town. Prince Larg? Why? Not only Larg, but Marquise Elmdor of Limberry, too. That's news! It's not an official visit, is it? There are danger zones everywhere in Ivalice. The Hokutan Knights are in full operation, but suffering from a shortage of men. So they need us cadets. Everyone fall in! You have a mission. As you know, barbarians are rapidly increasing here in Galone. The traitorous Death Corps detest the royal family. We cannot overlook them. We will begin exterminating these traitors by order of our master. Larg's knights stationed at Igros Castle and many other groups will participate. Your duty is to support the flank. Specifically, you'll go to Igros and help guard it. Cadets, ready your swords. A gang of tortured thieves is trying to sneak into this town. We'll begin preparations now to keep them out of town. Come with me! This is the front line of operations. That's all. Prepare immediately. And by preparing, we save. No, you get to save after certain cutscenes like that. And then you can also save on the world map, which we've not seen yet. So, let's go ahead and save. Just a practice file to make sure things were going right. With that, I could end the episode right there, but let's go just a little bit further. So, here is where you set up your squad. These are the units you'll take into battle. As you can see, right below Ramza's picture, it says first squad capacity and remaining. Sometimes the units will be split up, and you'll have to break them up into squads, and choose who goes into each squad. Here we don't have to worry about that, so we just have one squad. We can take 5 units with us, and we have 4 left, because cannot delete leader Ramza from this battle. Just accept it. You're taking Ramza every single story battle. There you go. That's what I was trying to find. Story battle. Ramza is, just expect it, he's being forced. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I like Ramza as a character. Now, we take 4 other people. Using the L and R buttons, you can go through your units. I wish you had more faith than brave. That's a shame. Peppermint, I like that. Jeez, really high brave for all these units. Not with too high faith, unfortunately. Let's take you, Norton. Take Rush the Chemist. Celine. I'll raise that brave, don't worry. And Peppermint. Why not? So here's our squad. Use the square button, you see you can look at the status. All squires have a movement of 4. Oh, you only have a dagger, that's a shame. Or a broadsword. Cool. Ramza has a movement of 5, and you're wondering, well, why does Ramza have a movement of 5? By pressing select, you can also move through this. Move +1. There you go. Self-explanatory. They have a broadsword, except for the one using a dagger. Wide blade used for slaying. Cheap, ordinary sword, low attack power. Attack power 4%. I believe that's giving him an additional 5 evade. You could call it, kind of a parry type evade. It's not its own special evade, don't worry. 2 swords, 2 hands, go over that way later. And the classes that can use it, that way later. Oh, way later. Here in probably next episode or so. They have leather hats, which are giving them plus 8 HP. And battle clothes, which are giving them plus 5 HP. For self-defense, although blade is longer than a knife, attack power isn't very high. See, the knife has an attack power of 3. The chemists are using the knives because they can't use the swords. Keep that in mind. That's not what I want. The Squire is the basic job for all the units. One of the 2 basic jobs. The starting point to becoming a fine warrior. The other basic job, if you hadn't guessed yet, is the Chemist. A chemist who prescribes items to restore HP and treat abnormal status. They'll get the item throw ability eventually. They have item throw now. No, I believe they have to learn item throw. Anyway. The Chemist is your starting healer. Plain and simple. They're the ones that are going to be healing your units through items, such as potions. So you'll definitely want to take a couple of chemists along. And your squires are your starting warriors. Pretty self-explanatory, right? So, with that explained, as you see, Ramza is also level 1. Like I said, this is in the past, just getting started. But with that, I am going to end this first episode here, and we're just the very, very tip of the iceberg is where we're at now, and it's only going to get more great from here. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll continue to join me on this trip through Final Fantasy Tactics. So, until the next episode, I'm Cendril 89. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.